It was an undulating first half in the Under-18 Men's National Cup semi-final between St Vincent's and Father Mathews. St Vincent's with 2 key runs, Mathews with 1 key run, the one that gave him the lead. Ross O'Donoghue with you for the second half. Paul Kelleher alongside me, and he's got the stats sheet in front of him to give us the tail of the tape for the first half. I'll leave you take a look at that and maybe give us your thoughts on it very, very shortly as play continues with St Vincent's in possession and Gavin O'Dea on the ball. Gavin showed in the early exchanges he had a good handle in this game. Martin Neary showed what a leader he is as he steps up and instantly levels it for Vincent's. What are we bringing from the first half into this one, Paul?
I think what was interesting is in the first 15 minutes, you know, St Vincent showed some really good composure on the offensive end. Did a 10 in the first, each of the first 15 minutes, a 10-0, a 10 and a 9, and they didn't score for the last 5 minutes. So you know, their first 15 minutes, they were consistently averaging 10 in the first as a 5-minute period. But Father Mathews did a really good job of shutting that down and putting them on an O run in that last 5 minutes. But great signal for Vincent at start this game is Martin Neary getting off the score sheet.
And the lead short-lived for Vincent. It was Davidson that gave it to them, but another big 3 from Mathews, and their perimeter shooting did have a say in that second quarter run, and it has given them back the lead here at the National Basketball Arena. McCarthy, he was really the inside threat for Mathews in that first quarter, as the role of Vincent, with the role of Neary really limited in that first game. But no doubt he'll be stepping up in this second half. That's Evan Barrett makes it 35-33 for Mathews. Paul, they were all onto us on Twitter telling us you were very quiet. Now that you're back to normal volume, there isn't a peep out of them. They might be telling us to turn you down now again in a minute. Shane Davidson on the ball for Vincent. Plays it to Neary, who misses the shot clock. And it looked like he'd made up his mind to drive in no matter what, without maybe looking up to see what was going on.
Yeah, very structured, not a very dynamic play there by Shane, but you know, they're still finding their touchdown in the second half. You know, but the fact that Vincent gotten 4 points is a boost for them just after last 5-minute lull.
Outside with Owen Connolly to O'Mahony, off the rim. Pineda can't gather. McCarthy feeds Davidson, who had the onrushing Giabali, finds him under the basket. Good pass there to Giabali, but a deep 2 and a strong basket there for St Vincent's. Yeah, the sides are level, 35 apiece.
I think William McCarthy did a good job there, Ross. You know, a big man understanding he's a big man, not looking to go full length of the floor, gave it up to Shane Davidson, who made a really good play to Giabali. Vincent's back moving the ball quite well now again. Another offensive step by Father Mathews, getting inside to Jack. That's really good hustle by Father Mathews there now. You know, while they threw up a tough shot by Jack, you know, they had the tenacity to stay with the offensive rebound. But interesting now, both teams are trying to step up their defense. 2 shot clock violations close to it, you know, in the opening exchanges between both teams.
Just a quick battery change on the old mic there. Formula 1 style pit stop, up and running again. Well, that's good to know that I haven't missed anything. I look up to find the scores are still the same. 35 plays 35, and Giabali again on the ball. And O'Dea there maybe could have taken it on himself rather than to find McCarthy. It means they've had to recycle the ball for 3 from Giabali. Beats the buzzer, but it doesn't drop. And Mathews will be happy with that one. There was good pressure from them on defense.
Well, it's 2 possessions in the opening exchange here, and I think Ian Kelleher will be extremely happy with the defense right there, in that they forced Vincent's down to 2 shot clock violations or last second shots now. And that's where you really want your defense to be now. That shows the tempo that they're at. It shows their on-ball defense is good and their positioning on their defense is good.
That was Leonard to Pineda into O'Mahony. And they've gone inside this time. Jack O'Mahony there. Score, just looking at the top scorers for the first half for Mathews. It was O'Mahony on 12 points, way ahead of anyone else who dropped buckets in that first half. For Vincent, it was Giabali with 11, so O'Mahony had the game high for the half. As Ryan Leonard gets bumped and feeds to O'Mahony again. Giabali for company, the fake, the shot. Superb athleticism there to get himself eventually around Tarek Giabali. And it's a 4-point lead now for Mathews, so despite that strong start from Vincent to the half, and a good bucket there for Giabali, Mathews have really picked up where they left off at the tail of the second.
Yeah, I think the two stars on the show really right now are Giabali and Jack O'Mahony. You know, I think the two of them are really keeping their team afloat. They're really driving their team on the offensive end.
Well, that's Ryan Leonard with the steal, and the dog! The first of the day. We're watching an under-18 game. You know, we're talking young teenagers here, and we have above-the-rim play in a National Cup final from Ryan Leonard.
That's a great phrase by above the rim. You know, that was a tremendous play. He created separation on the drive, took off, and a little bit of a push in the back. Correct call by the referee. Nice little play by Ryan Leonard. Deflection to win the loose ball was the key element. Sloppy pass by O'Day, but you know what? Tremendous athletic play by
Paul,
Ryan.
I'm trying to sell the game here. Don't be talking to me about some steal in the middle of the court, all right? On some teen is after throwing it down in a National Cup final. Talking to me about interceptions, would you come on? It's the and one play.
Well, he got the interception to go by his guy, you know, and you know, it started with his defense. You know, you always got to reward his defensive end as well.
Of course it does. But never, either way, it is the and one play.
That's the coach coming out with me, Ross. That's the spectator coming out with you.
You're in the business of basketball, I'm in the show business of basketball. 4-point game. 4:36 left in this quarter. And the refs just have an awful lot to impart here. They're talking to the table, they're talking to both sets of coaches, trying to get things sorted here. And whilst this is a necessary part of the game, you hope it won't unsettle Ryan Leonard too much. Takes a little bit of fizz out of.
Well, right now, Emma should be leaving. Emma should be leaving Carmel to deal with that sort of stuff. Emma should have his team in right now, because right now it's a 4-point lead. Looking to stretch Mathews' biggest lead. He needs to be talked to his team. Use that as a slight advantage for a timeout. There we go. He's bringing him in right now. You know, but leave Carmel deal with that. Leave his team manager deal with that. And Ian Cotton should be doing the same now. Leaving one of his 5 assistants deal with that right there, and let him deal with his team right now. So, you know, trying to find out what the mix-up is here.
Of course, this is the first of 4 National Cup finals taking place at the arena this afternoon. This is the under-18 men's National Cup final. The under-20s between Glanmire and Brunel is next, and I think we'll see a strong contingent from Cork throughout the day as they stay on to cheer their participation in 3 out of the 4 finals. After that is the President's National Cup final. That's SSE Airtricity Moycullen taking on CNS Blue Demons at 2:30 in the last game of the day, and has the potential to be the game of the day. Returning champions in the Senior Women's National Cup, Portlaoise Panthers up against Dublin side Oblet Dynamos. And after all that waiting, a sign of a strong and sure player as Ryan Leonard gets the extra there to take the lead out to 3 points for Father Mathews. And once again, we're back in play and the clock is ticking. Giabali, the point man for an awful lot of what Vincent's have been doing today, and probably has more minutes on the court than any Vincent's player too, as Gary Pineda pulls up at the 3-point line under clear instructions from his coach. He did turn around to see what Ian Cotter wanted to happen here. Ryan Leonard waits with McCarthy in front of him. It's back with Pineda in front of Neary. Inside to Jack O'Mahony, top of the key. Pulls out of the shot. It's back with Pineda. 2 on the shot clock. It'll have to go up. And came down with nothing on it there.
Yeah, I think you know, just looking back in the discussion, it looked like that the table never put 2 points on the board at the start of the quarter. At the start of the quarter, I was looking, I thought there was a bit to and froing on the glass, back and forth. I think it just got mixed up, you know. But clearly, it's 6 minutes into the game, and they didn't discuss that. But I don't think that hit the rim. I think that the referee's got that one right there. I think Pineda airball that shot right there, and that's why the violation was called a shot clock violation.
Gavin O'Dea on the ball for Vincent. Giovanni outside. Turned into traffic, so found McCarthy. McCarthy with a rare miss from the paint this afternoon. With Ryan Leonard. Ryan really is a calming presence for this Mathews side. And they'll need that if they conserve their energy for what's sure to be a sapping final quarter. Superb in pass. There, I'll give credit for somebody who doesn't score. O'Mahony with the assist.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tremendous through the legs, the powerful move through the legs, really created separation past Giovanni, and nice little underhand pass into the paint for an easy 2 points for Pineda.
And the reverse unsuccessful there from McCarthy from the Giovanni shot. And now we have Mathews out on the, well, they're on their feet in the crowd. And they're all pointing in a particular direction. The direction of the basket that O'Mahony is aiming for. The tension in here is just picked up that little notch.
Yeah, I think people are getting agitated. The table are just to and froing with the scoreboard right there. So I think we need to figure out if that's the actual right score right now, which I think it is. We're hoping that the table got a sort and got the board right.
Now, of course, the other option other than saying anything was just sneezing down the microphone, which we've decided not to do. Can we just take a quick look at what's going on down at the Vincent's timeout? It's getting more and more pointed there this afternoon.
Yeah, but
there's a number of hands in on that strat board in there at the moment.
It's the very same in the Father Mathews timeout, but I think everybody's got all the answer right now, but both teams have to stay on the same page. That's what this is about right now. Coming down in this last couple minutes now, okay, number one thing, while everybody may have different ideas of what's going on, they all have to be on the same page. And whichever team does that now, I think will finish the quarter stronger. You know, Vincent missed a couple of chippies. Father Mathews have made their chippies right now, and that's the difference in the thing. But Jack O'Mahony has been the absolute difference in this quarter right now.
How do you know as a coach when you're in there issuing instructions in a timeout? How do you know what's going in at the other end? What signs do you take that the players are getting it, taking it on board?
You know, you look at where their eyes are facing. You look at where they're, you know, what they're actually doing. You know, I mean, if some people look for towels and all that sort of stuff, then you know they're not tuned in. But if they're, you know, a lot of guys will be drinking water, but their eyes will be on the board, or they'll be on, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, Shane Cohen was great at this, or Niall Riley and Scott Kinnivan is great at this. If they need to say something, they'll point to the board, so now all of a sudden you're kind of saying, right, they see something, and then you have to trust them that they're actually seeing something within the system that you're trying to run right there. But those three in particular, I thought were really good in terms of timeouts.
In and out for Leonard, back in for Pineda. The scoreline now, Father Mathews 46, St. Vincent's 39, 2 left in this third.
Yeah, Mathews are doing to Vincent's what Vincent were doing to them early in the first quarter now. Really being aggressive, getting by that lead shoulder in penetration now.
Big block there for Pineda on Martin Neary. And Ian Kelleher is just absolutely buzzed on the sidelines. He was mimicking what he wanted his players to do with arms up, fingers spread and hands shaking. And it did do the trick there. Neary getting a lot of attention inside, kicks it to Giovanni with the drive. And they're missing shots in there now. That's not something we saw from Vincent. Guys who had been with high percentages up till now, McCarthy and Giovanni are missing. And Jack O'Mahony shakes the Father Mathews crest to the adoring crowd here at the National Basketball Arena.
Yeah, he's absolutely
to put 9 points between the sides. He is pumped.
Yeah, he's absolutely driven this team on now. You know, his overall game between his on-ball defense, you know, his individualism on the offensive end, you know, going by guys, and his finishing has really improved since the mid-first quarter. But going back to Ian Kelleher, you know, really pumping his team. When you
Leonard with the layup, and they are just, the confidence is just searing through this team. And once again, Kelleher, arms up. If this was Team America World Police, he'd be giving the signal to his players right now.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's watching, like, he's trusting his team on the offensive end, and he's giving them the energy on the defensive end to try and run out. You know, and we said earlier on, you know, if Vincent start taking poor shots, Mathews will absolutely bury them on the transition with Giacomani and Ryan Leonard. And they're the two guys that have really, really driven on from the rebounds from the defensive end.
Dimon Kiokoko is going to make an appearance for Vincent for the first time in this half. I think he's going to be joined by Matthew Boyle. We'll wait and see. But you can see now for Vincent in the timeout, it's just a little bit more controlled in there. They do look more composed, and they look tuned in. And that's, I guess, what you have when guys know that the system is working. So just a couple of reminders in there, but we have seen a big step up from Ryan Leonard in this half as well.
Yeah.
Gary Pineda working well with the assists also.
Yeah, I mean, they've really, you know, their defense has created their offense. You know, Ian Kelleher would be renowned for running his sets and running all that sort of stuff, but in this quarter particularly, it's their defense has led them to run out and got transitions. And you could see when he came in, he was behind his team while Paul Barrett took the first couple of seconds. He was looking at his game notes, but the first thing he did was he complimented the defense, and that shows where they're at right now. He understands right now that the defensive end is where they're going to be successful if this game continues in the way that they're going right now. On the other end, you had Emmett Donnelly really urging his team to be composed, to set great screens so they're getting back, taking the easier shots they got in the first half.
It's Kiokoko and actually David Harding are the two players who've come in. Harding is going to inbounds here. 45 seconds left in what's been a stunning quarter for Father Mathews. An 11-point lead now. And we haven't seen one of those drop from Gavin O'Day as they're fighting hard on defense in there. Father Mathews is a player down and he looks pretty hurt there. That's Gary Fernand.
Yeah, that's a continuous injury for Gary.
And the crowd hush here because no matter whether you're wearing blue or red, nobody wants to see a player hurt out on the floor.
Yeah, he's grabbing out when he's grabbing his head and he's grabbing his ankle. You know, that's and Gary's tough now. I mean, I know Gary a couple of years now. Gary's a tough kid. So if he's down and that's hurt, it really is hurt.
Just want to take a quick second, Paul. You have the Ireland gear on today. The under-16s are training.
Yeah, we've had you know, we're in our training weekend right now. You know, we had a 3-hour session yesterday down in Closh to Aina. You know, working on some fitness movements and fundamental movement stuff, and today now we start off again. We have a 2-hour session at 12:30 to 2:30. You know, we've been moving along nicely. You know, we came back from Denmark with a nice little victory over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and we progressed well. So hopefully over the next couple of months, and we'll continue to progress, and hopefully we'll have good preparations leading into the European Championships. And you know, we've got a nice group. We've got a versatile group. It's different to what we've had in the past. You know, we've 6'9", 6'6", 6'6". You know, so we have a bit of length, we have a bit of size, and we have a bit of athleticism in that size as well, which we've kind of had a little bit in the past, but not to this extent in one particular group. So and our guards can score a little bit. So you know, it's different to what I've had with my previous two teams, but I like this group. This is a good group.
I'm hearing careful optimism is what I'm hearing, but we're all behind you, Paul. Father Mathews with Giacomani takes it back from Evan Barrett, and again you see the likes of Owen Connolly turning around to hear the instructions from Ian Kelleher before they do anything else. Whether this was the play or not, it doesn't work out for Ryan Leonard. 3-point from the baseline.
Yeah, I think
there is a good press here now on Gavin O'Dea. Looks like he's been targeted a small bit. Had to work very hard to avoid an 8-second violation. And that's going to come. Oh my Lord! Jack O'Mahony with the buzzer beater. And I haven't said it all week, but I'll take the downtown all day on that one, Paul. We could have an absolute game changer there. 14 points between the sides.
Yeah.
And we spoke with only seconds gone in this game about the big game player we had in Jack O'Mahony. Sure, it was a shot to nothing, but it still went in, Paul.
Well, we've had a few close ones even yesterday on the 1 or 2 of the buzzer beaters. But you know what? This is what impressed me about Jack. You know, Ryan Leonard did a tremendous job up top. We said to come out of timeout that Ian Kelleher was emphasising the defence. Ryan Leonard put O'Dea under serious pressure. He got back into play. Pineda got the loose ball out to Jack. Jack let it go, hit the bank, right? But while he's really pumping the crowd up, he comes in the timeout. The first thing he's doing is palms down. This isn't over yet. That's the leader in Jack now. He understands, you know, milk the energy while you can, but also bring your team back into the moment. And they're in the moment right now, and they've been better at playing in the moment than Vincent have in the second half. But that was a tremendous last-second gasp effort.
I was a bit too American on commentary there. I'll have to bring it back to a bit of Limerick now. There was a decent shot there, though, by Jack O'Mahony for a play to him.
I think you're trying to take over from Dickie V.
There's 10 minutes left in what has surely been one of the most exciting games we've had this week. The flags are out for Vincent. They're dancing in the aisles for Mathews. It's a 14-point game, but Vincent's have quality, and of course they did come back from behind to beat Cubs in the semi-final, so they won't be faced just yet. A big contest there for Davidson from Connolly, trying to get the 3 away, and did the trick for Connolly, who's on the ball now and backing into Davidson. He's looking for Ryan Leonard. He finds him. It was Pineda to his left, but it's back with some young fella there. I haven't seen him before. Has number 6 in his jersey. Doesn't look half bad.
You know, you mentioned before the game started that Ian Kelleher had mentioned that his team looks like they've learned from previous national game losses. You know, in the semi-final of the Billy Kelly last year, they were in the very same position against Cubs, and they lost the game in the last couple of seconds to a magnificent run by Stephen O'Hanlon. But you know, I think that they're in full control of this game right now. I can tell you right now, this will be the longest 10 minutes of Ian Kelleher's life right now. He is going to want every possession to be 24 seconds long. He is going to look at the clock every possession, I'd imagine. I've been there, I've looked at it. So this is going to be the longest time. And you know what, Ian's put an awful lot of work into this group, and he's put an awful lot of work in the last 2 years. So you know what, this is something that he's going to look at right now. That's the score right now. That's the one.
We've had Ryan Leonard really looking to fire the pass in when it's been needed. That one went to hand to Gary Pineda with a simple conversion. And somebody needs to tell Ian Kelleher where the sideline is, because right now he's open on the baseline for the 3-pointer.
Yeah. Every coach has their tendencies. I think that's one of Ian's ones.
It's 6 plays 5 here, with Mathews up against Vincent's. Martin Neary, his second time at the National Basketball Arena this week. Vincent's the club he plays for now. Vincent's the school in the Under-19B All-Ireland final during the week. He was captain that day too, on the losing side against St Mary's, but no fault on his behalf. It was an excellent performance from Neary on the day. And Mathews wants to fan out here. It's a good save there, well played by Daniel Heaney, but straight away Keogh has Ryan Leonard and Owen Connolly for company.
Yeah, the one thing here now is that you can see the last 2 possessions, Father Mathews are trying to play the game out rather than do what got them here in the first place. And this is another learning curve for young players going in. They're trying to fizzle this game out a little bit now rather than continue to play the way they have. You know,
basketball just isn't one of those sports where you can take it to the corner, you know.
Exactly.
Mathews again, 14 between the sides, 8.5 minutes left. Evan Barrett again backing into Shane Davidson. to give himself a bit of space to find Jack O'Mahony for Ryan Leonard at the top. Arms up. The last time Leonard played Pineda, it was one of the best interior two-pointers of the game. That time brings Pineda to the line and he'll shoot for 2.
Yeah, that was a nice little back screen by Pineda. He opened up and Ryan Leonard found him inside for a nice little addition.
Well, they're not home and dry just yet, Father Mathews. That player there on the ball, Shane Davidson, scored the last 7 points of the semi-final against Cubs, against an excellent Cubs side, to come around and win that double derby, to book their place in the decider this afternoon.
Well, there you go. On cue.
There we go. Shane Davidson saying, no, 8 minutes, that's plenty of time for the likes of me. 11 between the sides now. And the press is on for Vincent's, but it doesn't go their way there. They'll be disappointed with that. That will just dent the momentum that they're looking to get. And Davidson is going to argue that one all day long, but it won't change the decision. Well, coming up at 12:30, 45 minutes time, the under-20 women's final. Players making their way in today. The Nellies have packed their trunk and they're up in Dublin for the day. Do you like that one, Paul? Nellies.
You didn't finish off the line though. Packed the trunk and off, they went to the circus.
Worth a shot. Worth a shot.
No, we got the tent outside. That looks like a circus.
Should have gone with the circus line. You're right. Okay, I tell you what, we'll scrap that one, and I'll pull it out of the bag a little bit later on, like it hadn't been said before. Hopefully, everyone will have tuned out by then. That's not true. Owen Connolly replies for Father Mathews. 13 the gap between the sides now. With David Harding plays Shane Davidson. Went for the floater that time. Jack O'Mahony. And it's as you said, they are looking to settle here. And that's what leaders do in this kind of situation. And we have...
Yeah, Ian Kelleher really getting an Owen Connolly there now, saying, listen to what's been asked of you for our team to get over this line now. You know.
It's a good time to take a look up to the scoreboard and see that Evan Barrett's on 4 fouls for Father Mathews. And what could prove crucial in the comeback is that Martin Neary, who you see there, tentative. Why is he tentative? Well, he's in trouble. He's on 4 fouls. But Vincent have no choice but to leave him out there. And Shane Davidson too on 4. This is Giabali with coast to coast. And the finish and the and one. He got off the ground a long way from the basket there.
That was nice athletic play. But I think the reason why Ian Kelleher is calling this timeout right now is to make sure his point guard, Owen Connolly, is doing a better job. Because right now Owen's had 2 turnovers. He's slowed the way down. Yes, you want to run it into your 24 seconds. Yes, you want to make sure you run all your stuff. But at the same time, they're running at a walk-through pace. There's no game pace about the way Father Mathews are playing right now. It's a slower pace, trying to fizzle it out. They're trying to wind the clock down, but they need to up the tempo now. They can still go into the 24 seconds, but the tempo has to be better. And that's what Ian Kelleher is really nailing into his team in this timeout right now. You can see the arms are going, and he's saying, tempo, tempo, tempo. Get our tempo up a little bit here now, all right? He's going to probably give Owen 1 or 2 more possessions, see if he can do it. He may make a quick change. Conor Ryan, to change it up, might be a look on the inside, just to get it in, to sink the defense, to get it back out. Because right now, they're being a little bit passive on the 3-point line. You can see Vincent's defense is cranked up a little bit, and they're trying to run now, okay? They need this 3-point play here now to bring it to 10 points. The next possession will be crucial. 10 points is that barrier where we look at it as a coaching standpoint. So he'll be looking to make this, get a stop, get it to 8, and then put Father Mathews under serious mental pressure right now.
Well, we're seeing how Mathews are looking to up their game. Defending their lead is something they're trying to do and do successfully as they bring their experience from previous cup finals into this game. That was out and in for Giabali, but he still had the 2. Up very quickly on Ryan Leonard is Daniel Heaney. Forced the play, but did also had to cough up the foul there. Second personal foul for him, and it's Ryan Leonard at the line. 11 points between the sides.
Yeah, I thought.
And this the longest 10-minute stretch of Ian Cotter's life is taking its time whilst it's at it.
Yeah, I thought David Hardy did a good job coming across in the help, but Daniel Heaney didn't close off the gap for Ryan Leonard to power jump stop through. He made a really good play. He read the defense, and it was a nice dynamic play to get him over the split the gap.
And Vincent's now really stepping up the zip on the passes. Has an excellent interplay, all involved in that score. Harding, Neary, Giabali, and Davidson with the finish. It's a good score for Vincent's. Shows, look, probably how they're going to try and get back into this game. Pineda had his foot on the line, so opted for the drive, and is back on the ball. It's with Leonard. Kicks it out to O'Mahony. Yeah, O'Mahony was open before Leonard set off there. Maybe that was the time to find him, or at least go himself.
Yeah, this is where now I said that Vincent need to get this under 10. You know, Emmett Donnelly, 5 minutes to go, he may look to get one of the scoring interiors and William McCarthy back in the game here now. This might be if they can get a score here. It's a foul. That's Jack going on to his third, so it's not too much of a problem right now. But I do think that, and there we go. There we go. O'Day and William McCarthy coming in. That's that last 5-minute period now where
McCarthy and O'Day are waiting on the bench and waiting to come in. And it's David Harding and Matthew Boyle who will pop out.
I think Emmett might go with this 5 for the remainder of the last 5. He may get a sub in, maybe for Neary, because he's been out there a lot, maybe at the 4-minute mark for about 30 seconds. But other than that, probably not.
It's a strong 5 out there for Vincent at the moment. This is O'Mahony with the drive. Ball goes over the top, but he's happy. And that was Vincent's opportunity to make it a single-digit lead as well.
Yeah, and that's what we've been saying. You know, when you're making a run, you're trying to get that momentum. There are a couple of things you need to do. One, when you get close, you have to take the lead. But when you're on the momentum, you gotta get under that 10. That's the first step, and that's not going to happen now. You know, Jack's a really good free throw shooter. You know, they missed that 3 right there, and then Jack just got a nice little drive to get to the line. Put the jinx on him.
This is Davidson. He'll be key to what Vincent's are looking to do down the stretch with O'Day. There's McCarthy to the right. Two-handed pass over the top to Davidson with the layup, but it's back out with O'Day for a deep 2, and that's missed. And Vincent's again, the percentages are dropping. It's an enjoyable battle in there between Martin Neary and Jack O'Mahony, both looking to be the dominant players on the floor.
Well, 2 international teammates, and they'll be looking to go away again this summer to Austria as teammates, but right now they're...
And really in there now, whether it was a box-out job or not, that was just too easy for Jack O'Mahony.
Well, Jack's lateral movement is really good, so even when you box him out, you've got to make that contact stick, because Jack will really find it, and he'll really get a good scenario to get an offensive rebound. He's got a good engine on him, and he will really make sure that he will try and get off that glass, and he makes it tough for people.
61 plays 48 with 4:43 left in the under-18 men's National Cup final.
Bless you.
The idea, Paul, is that they don't know that I'm sneezing, but well, thanks for that.
You buried me a couple of times this week, so I might as well just get you back just before I finish up.
You're showing how the sausage is made here, Paul. It's not working for anyone. Nice crowd in for this under-18s final. And it's clear that the Cork crew have come in early to support their teams throughout the afternoon. You'll all be relieved to know that Matt Hall is next up on commentary for your 12:30 game. The under-20s of Brunel versus Glanmire, an all-court clash. Well, the blue and yellow flags are still flying for St. Vincent's. Their fans certainly haven't given up hope. There's a couple of Barons in there still banging. And Neary went for a big pass on OD, and we're going to be fining Owen Connolly for his damage to the advertising hoardings. I'm sure Macron don't mind. This is Martin Neary for the outside. Low trajectory on the shot means that it hit the near side of that rim, backed out, and with Mathews. Leonard plays O'Mahony. They look relaxed out there. Again, we need to see the difference between slow and patient, as Paul has been telling you about. But they're happy enough to run down this shot clock. Late drive, and he'll shoot for 2. That just worked out perfectly for Mathews, didn't it?
Yeah, you know what, no, that's the type of offense that Ian's looking for, albeit they didn't make the layup. They were patient, they opened up a gap. Nice little read by Ryan Leonard, got down the gut. You know, Ian was holding his hand to his head, probably felt he should and could have made that layup to make it a 3-point play, but you know what, they're in the ascendancy now again, so I reckon this one is going to be tough enough for Vincent to get back in.
Give me 1 second there, and I'll just make sure your man on the horn never does that again. Let's get back to the job at hand. So, Owen Connolly trying to use a bit of the good stuff to get the ball back. Vincent, another over-the-top pass for Neary. This one sticks to Giovanni. Puts the 2 hands up without the ball, but it drops into the basket for Martin Neary. 11-point game. 3.5 minutes to go. We are approaching now or never territory for Vincent, and you can see there in Davidson he knew he had to pull out of that because he's on 4 fouls, so you had to let O'Mahony go around him. He got the luck on that occasion as it wasn't converted, but we are going to see more of that because it's himself and Neary on 4 fouls for Vincent. Giovanni inside, McCarthy fighting well, good recovery there. This is going to have to come from outside for Davidson, and the 3!
Yeah, Emmett Donnelly right now is absolutely venting at his players to stay up and really getting those passing lanes and really put pressure on their guards and to make them give it up and play hurried. You know, both teams have 2 timeouts gone, so they've only got 1 left. So if this momentum continues, Ian Carr's going to have to make a decision to stop that momentum, whether it be with a timeout or whatever needs to happen.
That's Owen Connolly there, who's in a bit of discomfort for Mathews. Of course, they already lost Gary Fernan. Evan Barrett seems to think that Connolly's okay, but we are going to have a check-in, and it's going to be Conor Ryan, who had a big say in the comeback for Mathews early on in that second quarter with 2 big interior baskets. So, and goes straight into position there. He was wide open in the short corner. Spin move from O'Mahony to the basket. It's backing. Ryan will fight for the offensive rebound.
This is the most important. This is the possession now. If they can score on this, that will get them.
You'd think it'd be the 3 for Davidson or Giovanni, but it's Neary in waiting. He had the hands out.
Oh, here we go.
He was just out of vision for me. I didn't see him. 5-point game now with 2:20 left, and O'Mahony went completely horizontal on the way up.
Big long 2.
That's a deep 2 there. Back out to 7, and Mathews kept playing even though their key man was stricken on the ground, and it was Pineda with the deep 2 to settle. This needs to go in for OD, and it does! And that's the first 3 of the day for OD. He'd watched too many of those come back for his liking. 4-point game, 1:55 in the clock.
Yeah,
and they are absolutely pumped, and it's O'D who runs into the bench, awaiting what Emmett Donnelly has in store for the Vincent's crew. Well, it hasn't been the outside shooting that's done it for Vincent's up until now, but you had pointed out that Neary really is an all-rounder, and he was sitting crouched on that baseline, hands out, ready for the pass to get it away. In she went, and I think that really just gave O'D the confidence to shoot the next one from the top of the arc.
Well, great demonstration of getting ready to catch there, Ross. But Martin Neary, at 6'5", can really play inside out. So he does a really good job. I think he's done a good job all day, just having dropped shots. He's not the most imposing of players, but he just knocks up these points. Like he's had, I think that's a 3 and 4, so I think he's had 7 in the last maybe 12 or 13 points. Because who is it? We had O'Day hit the 3, and then before that we had Shane Davidson hit a 3 before that. So they've actually hit 3 threes in the last 5 possessions, and that's been huge for them right now. So this is back now. Let's see if Father Mathews really did learn from that semi-final loss to Cubs last year. This is probably the most important possession now for Father Mathews. They need to be patient, but what they have done is they've fizzled it out. The tempo's been slow on the offense, the tempo's been slow on the defensive end. They need to crank it up here now if they're going to get over the line on this. But Vincent's done a tremendous job now.
Straight in with the hustle is Shane Davidson. He knows he has to be careful in there. O'D now defending. O'Mahony. That one was just too low for Pineda to pick up, but it recycles. It's back in. Big offensive rebound there from Martin Neary. And the possession will be theirs.
I tell you what, Ross, this arena has put on some tremendous shows this week. This isn't the first time that we've seen leads deteriorate. This is not the first time that we've seen runs this week. It's been all week, from schools to Super League to 18s to... It's been an absolutely tremendous week of basketball in the National Basketball Arena.
I think to be fair as well, we've had high scoring games too. There was 90 points put up in a men's National Cup final last night. So this idea of it being a low scoring gym, well, we haven't seen it this week.
The rims were changed.
Big score there. It's a 1 possession game. This game has been turned on its head once again for maybe the 4th time in this game. The big thing here is how far will Vincent's momentum carry them when players like Gary Pineda, who you see here, and Evan Barrett on the outside have been doing the business for Mathews. And that's a big call. Giovanni under huge pressure from Pineda, and Leonard just took 1 step back and out of bounds.
He reversed into the defense. He had Martin Neary, but he wasn't comfortable throwing a lob pass over to Neary as he was running away, and he turned back into the trap, and his guards had run away. Like O'Day and Davidson need to make sure that they're close to their outlet guys right now, and that's what happened there.
This is Connolly for Father Mathews. Back to O'Mahony. Will it be an outside play? Pineda has Martin Neary on him. That one's off the front rim. And Vincent's will gather now through Gavin O'D. But that press is still on O'D. It's Leonard on him all the time. And they're banging their hands together because Giovanni has a chance to go for the line.
The free throw shooting.
Shoot 2.
The free throw shooting has been great from Vincent State. It's all been 1 for 2. This has to be the one time this changes for St. Vincent's here, because if they don't get to 2 here, they're in danger of a 2-possession game if Father Mathews nails 3. So at least if he nails 2, they still have a chance of being in the game right here. There's the first one.
And there's the first one. And just so we've no timeouts left at this point in this game.
Vincent's have got 1 left.
Vincent's have 1 left. Sorry, yes they do. So there's 49 seconds left in the Under-18 Men's National Cup Final. And we're not that far away from its conclusion, but the second one doesn't go in for Giovanni. I think we've only had 2 from 2 on 1 occasion in this game. Stakes are so high.
Good defense by McCarthy. Their free throw shooting hasn't been up to scratch, and even that now down the stretch, they could really be taking the lead on this. On the last day, a couple of free throws. But, you know, I expect at least one of these free throws here to go in. What Emmett Donnelly will be looking at right now in this timeout, he'll be looking at what happens if they miss both, what happens if they make both, and what happens if they only make one. So right now Emmett's got to put up 3 scenarios in that timeout, and that's why this timeout is crucial. Ian Kelleher similarly right now will be talking all defense right now. Big thing he'll be saying is no threes, get the 3-point shooters, but make sure you stay in front of your guy not to let penetration happen. And no matter what, he will be saying, do not foul. Do not put yourself in this situation where you get the referees to make a decision.
It all comes down to this. The under-18 men's National Cup final, 9 seconds remaining, a 1-basket game. Vincent, so strong in the opening half, fended off the first run from Mathews, but were bested by the second, and they have trailed since. Mathews were full of pomp, the buzzer beater at the end of the third. From the half court with Giacomani, really looks to seal this one, until a rousing run from Vincent gave them a fighting chance in this game.
You look at it, coming out of timeout, Mathews already set up their press defense to slow down the team. So they've missed it. So here's what they'll be saying now. No threes. Let's see if they're going to get who they're going to get here now. Is O'Day or Davidson?
There's 2 seconds remaining. It'll have to go up from O'Day. Is this the game winner? No, it isn't. The buzzer sounds. The under-18 men's National Cup final winners are Father Mathews on a scoreline of 64 points to 63. That last basket did count for Vincent, but it wasn't enough. Joy untold at the Cork end of the floor. A team who have learned their lessons, who have had their heartache, but they're deserving champions for the way they've come back after that first half.
Yeah, I think right now, you know, I think it's a massive heartache for St. Vincent's. Tremendous job by Father Mathews. You know, they could have easily buckled on the run by Vincent's. I thought they stayed resolute. I thought they stayed firm. I thought they really made, you know, stayed disciplined down the stretch. You know, I think they did an absolutely tremendous job to finish out. I thought the closeout on O'Day was tremendous and forced him into an air ball. You know, and that's exactly what you need in those scenarios. You know, I thought great job by Ian Kelleher down the stretch. I thought he did a tremendous job setting up his defense to make sure they slowed down the clock, and that's exactly what happened. It took about 4 seconds off that clock, and Davidson, you know, had a little bit less time to come off those ball screens to set his team up. You know, so really good job by both teams. I thought Emmett Donnelly did a tremendous job getting his team back into it and getting the energy back up. So, you know what? Tremendous way to start the day off.
A game worthy of the occasion, with all the drama that we've come to expect from proceedings at the National Basketball Arena. It's finished here in the under-18 men's National Cup final. Father Mathews of Cork, 64 points. St. Vincent's of Dublin, 63. We'll leave you now to enjoy the presentations. Matt Hall is on commentary for the under-20 final, which is coming up next. Paul is off to coach an Ireland team. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
No problem, Ross, thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Their head coach is Mr. Ian Kelleher. Assisted out by Paul Barrett and Kean Ryan. And the team manager is Mr. Martin Hosward. And now, for the presentation of the most valuable pair in the